Okay, guys, I have to tell you, I am reveling because, first of all, I just want to apologize to the parents that I had scheduled meetings with you today. I was so organized. I was going to do it and everything packed up, but I had my tablet on the charger and I forgot it. And Nelson had his tablet that he offered, but it really wasn't easy to do. So I was trying to use my phone, which wasn't easy either. And then I messed up and left my data on for my Liberian phone. When I did that, the data was just running and running and running, and it ran out. So then I had to recharge my data, which means I have to buy it on the roadside. So I to the parents that I had a video call with you today, those of you that I missed, there were 3 families that I missed. And then there were 3 families, including my own family. My own family got about, to be honest, my own kids got about 2 minutes with my husband. But I was able to accomplish a few. There was a family today that had never talked to their kids before, and it was just amazing to see the faces of hi, because it's such buildup, They've been matched with them for 2-3 years, kind of like us, and they're cute little boys, and it's so good. But when I let another kid earlier in the week speak to his parents for the first time, and I didn't think it through because he's so outgoing. I just didn't think through that he would just clam up like this. And I wish I would have thought it through, because he clammed up. So next time I knew he needed a buddy. So then for the other, there's 3 sibling sets. 2 sibling sets and 1 singleton that had never talked to their family on a video screen. Maybe they've seen pictures, maybe they've seen videos, but they've never seen each other face to face in real time and had to interact. And so it's funny. And so that was just a really important experience for me, and it was one of my top things that I wanted to do. First thing I want to do is hug my kids, make sure that our son knew that he was going to get to come home with us one day. Second thing I wanted to do is connect the parents and to their children in a way that honestly can only be done by an American parent. I have talked to the head nanny about how to do it. I'm going to set her up with I'm going to try to set her up with some technology to help. But honestly, she's got so much going on that for her to be able to call us and talk to us is just hard. So I think I'm working on formulating a plan. I'm working on a plan to make it work, and I am going to incorporate my kids in it because I realized, especially my son, is pretty tech savvy. So I had him sit in. I had my son and my 2 daughters, and then one of the other older boys that's already been adopted through Liberia, and so he is waiting on U.S. immigration. So his parents are fine with me using him to facilitate. So his face can be on a camera because he's legally adopted in Liberia, so I can get their parent permission. Other kids, we have to be really careful about their face being on a camera. Unmatched kids, Now, if they pop in, sometimes I can't stop them, but unmatched kids don't need to be photographed for legal reasons. But I want to tell you, so I was asking my waitress this morning, and I'd asked Emmanuel's kids yesterday, and I'd asked Nelson, but Nelson doesn't shop for women's clothing. So there are 2 girls at the orphanage that are such that they're like a women's small / women's medium. And that's what they need. And they're tall and they're so beautiful. And they have matured even since I was here last. And one of them is matched, and so her future is more certain. One of them is unmatched, so her future is less certain. She is the sweetest kid. She's so nice, so unassuming, so humble. And after I finished the video calls that we did get to accomplish, the parents that were not at work or were available or dropped what they were doing to be available, I feel so bad still, but it is what it is. If you guys could have seen the smiles on the faces of the older girls that got new clothes. One of them I do have to sew up just one little area to make it a little bit smaller on her waist, but she'll grow and it'll be fine. The one that is unmatched though, I think she hugged me 3 times. And she cried. And I was like, dear baby girl, we are, because she's unmatched and she's in limbo. And My problem, I would adopt her too in a heartbeat. My problem is you gotta be careful with sibling sets that are dominant, and I have two very dominant children, very dominant. And when you add a child older than a dominant child, sometimes it doesn't work out. And we're at capacity already. Like we don't have the space in our car for one more, but she's scared. For today, she has clothes that fit. And I know that most people want young kids, and I get that. I get the importance of it. I get the personality development. I get the things that you worry about with kids learning attachment and learning issues. I get all of that. I've read all the books. I've done it. I've done it foster parenting. I've done it biological parenting. I'm an adopted parent. I'm an international parent these days. I've read all the things, and I get it. Older kids, they do have issues, and if you're going to adopt an older kid, you do need to be prepared. However, she's very well balanced. Her personality is fantastic. She is so humble and so unassuming and so even. Like, just, you can't. Like, when I saw her get emotional today, I put my forehead on her forehead and hugged her. And I said, there's a family for you. I know that there is. And I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to see where they are. Because you just don't know. There's kids out there that are hard, and there's kids out there that have issues, and every kid is hard and every kid has issues, but there's some that are harder. But she's not. She is beautiful, and she is intelligent, and she is confident, and she is patient, and she knows, because there's been other older girls aging. There's been older girls that she knows that have aged out of that orphanage that are now working on their education. They're teenagers. They're moving forward in life. They're going to be Liberians, and they're going to live here. They're not going to go to America. They're going to be full-time Liberians, and they're going to do well. And Albert will watch over them, and it's going to be great. But she's not there yet, and she needs a family. The other two girls, I think, can survive here. They have each other. They're very bonded to each other. One of them does have biological family here, the ones that aged out. But this one, she needs a family. She does not have siblings at the orphanage. She doesn't have younger siblings. She's just there. And she's not that old. She's not very old at all. She's on that cusp where my dominant child would not. It's just hard. It's hard to do and do it successfully. And I know that there's a family out there for this little girl, and I know that they're the right family. But I am concerned that she is looking at her height and her growth and her age and thinking that makes her less valuable, less important, and less desirable for adoption. And I try to fix part of that today by just getting her clothes that fit, beautiful clothes. And I'm gonna splice through. I'm gonna do one little video at the end, but I'm gonna stop here and just show you guys some footage of Rachel shopping, because Nelson caught it on camera. All right, Nelson, where are we? Tell me in our video.
Waterside.
We're in Waterside. This is how passionate I am about these girls having clothes that fit. We're getting in some.
Very proud of us.
This is a. You think people are gonna yell at me and say, "Hi, hey, white woman"?
No.
They hiss at me.
When you get down the video.
In red light, they yelled at me, Nelson. They yelled at me a lot.
They just want to take a picture of your thing.
They want to take a picture of me?
Sometime.
Should I just smile? I'll just smile.
Smile and take a picture.
So we're going down here because there's a place called China Bidding that Nelson, one of his kids, is with us. He's going to help us. Say hi.
Hi.
Nelson. Nelson's helping us. But yeah, it's crazy down here. So we're going to take our car through here. So Nelson's telling Nelson it's okay to keep going.
Yeah, so we go straight away.
Yeah, we're gonna try to go straight. The government of Liberia car may not let you go straight, so we're not gonna go there. Yeah. So there's people. He's already trying to talk to me. There's some trash. Yeah. All right, so we're Waterside. We came down here, but we came down here once. Remember, one of the girls had to go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, right.
Which may happen to our friend in the back seat. Or hope she's gonna make it.
That was Savio King.
That was when we got Ericsson's shoes.
Yeah.
He needed the big shoes. All right, so there's people just walking around selling stuff, and then there's like 100 people in that van. Yeah. All right, we're gonna make it, Nelson.
Yeah, we're gonna make it.
Nelson's doing a serious driving. He's leaning up.
Yeah,
That's serious driving. Got a little KK here. It's gonna be a fun video. It's gonna be a fun adventure.
Like real Walmart.
All right, I just want you to know that picture of me standing with all the umbrellas behind me, I conquered that hill. We walked across a river, over a bridge, up a hill, and then up like spiral stairs that, I mean, they look pretty solid, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I held on tight to this like corner. I mean, I'm like, there is no way, if there is no way I could even find the light of day again, much less our car. Like, this was like wall to wall, and it was kind of like the selection of Walmart. Each store had a category, but I want to go back there so bad. Jeremy cannot go. He would not like this at all. None of my kids would like it either. Maybe Lexi would. Maybe, probably not. It is just an overwhelming thing. It is like a lot coming at you. But Nelson has a teenage boy that was like, I know where we need to go, because he's a teenage boy. He knows a lot of teenage girls and lives with them. You know, he knows them well, and so he showed me where everything was, and he did great. But yeah. So the other videos I want to show you before we're done is of Nelson and I driving. All right. Yeah. Tell me about honking again.
So I say like honking. We do honking here like a lot. Like when the car in front of me, this person is passing, I just honk and the person passes. Yeah, you guys.
You honk so that these ladies can walk, right?
Yes.
Nelson always stops and lets people walk. He'll stop on a dime. We'll be going like 50 miles an hour, and all of a sudden we stop and like we have to let the people walk. But what about the horns? So we always use the horns, right?
Yeah, we always use the horn because people here don't listen.
So we drove.
They honk when they don't listen.
They honk. So you drove the Americans around and they didn't like all your honking?
They didn't like it.
They wanted you to use your words?
He said, dude, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. So we almost had a head-on collision this morning because the government was coming at us. So what about these yellow lines, Nelson? Are they a suggestion?
Yeah, so this is a suggestion, but you know, like we usually go across the yellow line.
Yeah.
The traffic is too much, we go across the yellow line.
Yeah. And that's not against the law?
At some point it's not against the law, but at some point it's against the law.
So not necessarily. So it's kind of just a thing.
So for example, if the traffic is heavy right now ahead of me, where I can go this side, I can cross this side.
And that's okay?
That's okay.
You don't think anybody will hit us head on?
Yeah, I mean, once it's high, feel it.
So we're getting close to like, what are we getting close to right now?
So right now in Overtown, we are getting close to there where we have Cali Hospital.
Okay.
So
that's the American hospital, right?
Cali Hospital. No, he gonna be a American hospital for Cali Hospital.
Yeah. can drive in Liberia?
Yes.
You think I can handle that?
Therefore, I'm on the road now. You can drive right now.
I think I could direct someone like that didn't know where we had to go.
I can sit right here and then you drive.
Nelson thinks that I should drive in Liberia.
Yeah, you can drive. You just gotta be careful with this guy. They motorcycle, they take it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're driving down. So what road are we on right now?
We are going to town, Waterside, where they call China Building.
Yeah, where they have the clothes.
They got clothes that are cheaper.
Yeah.
People go there usually and buy clothes from there and can sell to outside.
Yeah,
buy it
that's
cheaper
what.
and can sell to outside.
Yeah, that's what Emmanuel's kids and the waitress today told me.
Yeah, so.
They said, "Do you have somebody good to take you?" I said, "Yes." I have Nelson.
So the biggest mall of all in my brother is here right now. They're still building it. Yes, more.
Whoa, Monrovia Supermall.
Yeah.
How long have they been building that?
This been for like almost a year now. They're still on construction, so
they're doing pretty good for a year.
Yeah, so they are setting spot there for investment. You can go there and buy your share. And,
So you would buy your share, so you have a shop.
Yes. Yeah, buy your share and have a spot there.
How much did it cost to get a share, you think?
Well, it is $1,000 US American money.
Yeah. And then that holds it for what, a year probably? Or does it hold it forever once the building's
done? You hold it forever. That's a share you buy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that would be a good place to have a shopping center.
That's the first shopping mall for now. We used to have some before, but they are not operating.
Yeah.
It's about China Mall now.
Okay, I'm going to turn off my camera because I don't want the police to get excited and try to stop me.
This is the Cadet Hospital I'm talking about. It's right back here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, all right, I'm signing off for now because the police will try to stop us if they see my phone.
I don't know.
They get too excited.
Police don't have problem with the cell phone.
They don't?
Yeah, once in the car and then...
They seem to see my face and asked for $20.
The window is up. Nobody's going to give you out. I'll keep driving.
So the police try to stop Nelson and he waves at them. He points up here to his registration and what smile? Show me the smile you give him. You just give him a big smile
dude,
and he waves at him and he keeps going.
Yeah,
we don't stop.
I won't stop.
Emmanuel keeps going too, but Emmanuel does not smile.
Yeah.
Emmanuel frowns at them.
Yeah,
Emmanuel's mad that they're not doing their job.
Yeah.
But so what about our friend? Do you think our friend will stop us today? He's not really our friend.
No.
Nelson has this one policeman that he doesn't like, and Emmanuel doesn't like him either. Jeremy doesn't like him.
No, that ugly guy. That ugly guy. He won't stop.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but
he won't stop. If he stop, I won't stop.
He kind of doesn't look that hungry either, but he always says that he's starving, and that's he tries to. So he's the guy that tries to stop us, and just because I'm an American, he wants $20 because he says he and his family are hungry. But of all the Liberians I've seen, he does not look hungry, does he?
Yeah, he's that big, and
he's a big dude.
In Liberia, if you're big, then you are actually rich.
Yeah, you're not hungry. So. All right, more videos later. Thanks, Nelson.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so Nelson and I driving around was fun. Nelson really thinks that I should drive a car in Liberia before I go home this time. And I gotta tell you, I'm tempted. I am so tempted. Only if Nelson videos me and only if it increases awareness in Liberia. So if you guys send me a text or an email or shoot me a messenger if you think it's a good idea for me to drive a car in Liberia. Because legally I can. You can drive a car in Liberia as long as you're here for less than like 90 days. Excuse me, or 30 days. There's a number of days. And once that number of days passes, then you have to get a Liberian driver's license, which basically involves you showing them your American license that America thinks you can drive. And then they take $30 from you and give you a Liberian license. I told Nelson it's not good for my heart. But I did say I think I could direct myself. Like if Nelson wasn't there and I had to tell a random driver where I wanted to go, and I didn't really know exactly like how, like I think I could be like turn here, turn there, go up this hill, go down that hill. I think I could. I mean, you'd think after 5 months of living here that would be great. But I mean, I was very distracted and I'm not that great with directions. So, but Nelson was worried about me in the China building. That's where we were shopping. It's on Waterside. It's the China building is where we went. And I was so proud of myself because my waitress this morning told me about it. And the waitresses that brought me some dinner that I'm about to eat, because I'm about to pass out now, I was like, tell Hopeful. Because I talked to her this morning. Tell Hopeful what I did. Because she'll be excited. So yeah. All right. So Nelson and I are headed back to Tropicana. Nelson, are you going to stay awake long enough to get there?
Yeah. No.
Nelson's going to go to a prayer meeting after he drops me off at the Tropicana. So this road, it cracks me up. So if you look, there's the yellow line, and there's the motorcycle on the other side of the yellow line. Just doing something, because the double yellow line is a suggestion. not a law. Nelson said sometimes it's a law, but not really. So these guys, watch them. These motorcycle guys, they're going to bob and weave, and they're going to go to the other side. There they go. And these little KKs. I still wish Devin could have a KK. Look at this one. I guarantee you he's going to cross that double line. He's got a helmet on, but they have to wear helmets now. Which is right. But look, his passenger's holding their helmet. His passenger's supposed to be wearing that helmet, but instead he's holding it like a dummy. He doesn't want his brain.
Crossing that yellow line.
Yeah. There's the police. Oh, look, he's just going to keep going. And the police are trying to get it. Okay, one last thing. Those were our times shopping. And that was the great, it was a great accomplishment. And this morning I did a video, and it may be too long for me to splice into this video because I messed up my data. That's why I wasn't on the calls. I was trying to upload my YouTube video, and I messed up my data. And so I used all my data. It was the whole thing. I was stopping to buy data at the roadside. But this morning I started with a passage in the Bible, Isaiah 58, specifically verse 10. And I was really moved by it because, and I don't know, I will try to put that video in this morning, but I don't think I'll have time because I think it'll take too long to upload. But while I was waiting for Nelson, I was considering my my time at the Liberian church, and the pastor ended with Isaiah 58. And he was talking a lot about oppression and freeing yourself from oppression. And boy, there's some oppression here. But verse 8, then your light will break forth like the dawn, and your healing will quickly appear. Your righteousness will go before you, and the glory of the Lord will be your rear guard. Then you will call, and the Lord will answer. You will cry for help, and he will say, here am I. If you do away with the yoke of oppression, the pointing finger, and the malicious talk, and if you spend yourselves on behalf of the hungry and satisfy the needs of the oppressed, then your light will rise in darkness, and your light will become like the noonday. The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land. This is funny that I read this morning because when we were walking around in Waterside in this busiest, the most jam-packed, busiest, arguably the most probably dangerous, I was with Nelton before me, Nelson's son, and Nelson behind me. And it was impressive, and it was good. So I didn't think anything bad was going to happen. And most Liberians, nothing bad's going to happen to me. People there are there to sell things, and they want me to buy their stuff. The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land. Let me just tell you, it's some sun-scorched here. And will strengthen your frame. Nelson was worried I was going to pass out because we walked a long way. How many steps did I get in today? I can't be right. It says 6,000. It's got to be more than that. And Nelson was I used to be a backpacking guy in Colorado, man. I can do this. He's like, how old were you then? I was 23. He said one time he had someone visiting from Australia, and the lady said she could shop, and then she had to sit down, and she almost had to go to the hospital, I think. Anyways, I'm like, Nelson, I'm tough. And he's thinking, how am I going to get away? What happened? He thought I was really tough. But this verse, he will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land, will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail. Your people will rebuild the ancient ruins and will raise up age-old foundations. You will be called repairer of broken walls, restorer of streets with dwellings. If you keep your feet from breaking the Sabbath and from doing as you please on my holy day, if you call the Sabbath a delight and the Lord's holy day an honorable, and if you honor it by not going your own way and not doing as you please or speaking out of words, then you will find your joy in the Lord. And I will cause you to ride in triumph on the heights of the land and feast on the inheritance of your father Jacob. Some of that's Isaiah speaking to the people then, trying to get them to do what they need to do. But I just want you to know, the whole sun-scorched land, strengthen your frame, you'll be like a well-watered garden. I was like, man, this was great. And I just wanted to keep shopping. I thought it was great. I didn't haggle with any prices. Nelson was like, you probably could have gotten that for a little cheaper. Or they just see that you're American. Because I was like, the cost. But I didn't want to. I didn't want to haggle. I wanted to move quick. The Liberian economy is struggling. Unless they're asking me for like, something outlandish. I'm not bargaining. Because these people are trying to feed their families and their government is not supporting them well. From what they tell me. And I believe them. I don't know. I mean, it looks like it. I've been there. The cost of gas and the cost of milk and eggs. Boy, I'm glad for Biden to move along a little bit. I probably shouldn't. I don't mean to make it political. I just want the cost of gas and milk to be reachable for me. So I can do better things. So I can do more in Liberia. So anyways, I'm really excited. Had a really good day. I'm going to be more organized tomorrow. I'm going to bed. But I felt like in Noonday Collection, their verse is this. If you spend yourselves in behalf of the hungry and satisfy the needs of the oppressed, then your light will rise in darkness and your night will become like the noonday. Children that are stuck at the orphanage, specifically the unmatched, but as well as the matched right now because of this suspension and because of the delays and because of life, they are oppressed and they are hungry. But not this week. This week, they're getting to have fun. And they're not hungry this week. And they feed them. I don't mean that they're hungry, physically hungry. They do have enough food. But satisfying the needs of the oppressed just by giving these two tween age girls, just the tweens. I got tweens in my house. They need clothes that they feel good in. And they don't need to see their age or the time on the clock as a barrier for them to safety. And that's because maybe someone will hear this story and maybe someone will feel this excitement that maybe I'm talking about their daughter. Maybe not. But somebody out there is walking around U.S. soil somewhere and they are going to be her parents. Somebody. I know it. But I would like to know sooner rather than later that this is going to happen for her. Because, man, she would be fun to meet at Disney once a year. And I'm serious. So these parents, these unmatched or matched parents, we're doing this whole Liberia thing. We're in the torment of the suspension. We're going to be the suspension era. And I think it's going to end soon. I really do. I did talk to Albert today. He was in better spirits. He's confident that God is in control and that he works every single day to get the suspension lifted. He has multiple meetings, multiple things going on. It's here, he's there. I'm trying to, he's available to me if I need him, but he's a busy guy and he knows these children's lives. When I told him today that I was able to get some new clothing for the two older girls and that one of them got teary-eyed when I gave them to her, he got a little, like his face changed. Like it was meaningful for him. He loves these kids. And if we think as parents that we are stressed or passionate or longing or depressed or all of the emotions that we are feeling towards these children, he feels it more. And you may not believe that. But the reason I think that he feels it more and the reason I think that he needs our support, our encouragement, our prayers, our good wishes, and don't make it harder for him, is because he remembers these kids the moment they needed him most. He remembers them coming into the orphanage. He can remember everything. And he told me my son's story in a minute. I mean, he knew it. He's like, I remember when he came. He came after Dizo left. He came this day. He came that day. And he told me the details of his backstory. And he told it with feeling, like not just facts he was rattling off, but like, this was the hardship. And then this was the hardship. And this is what happened. And this is why. And he knows, this kid's been in the orphanage since 2021. My son has. So we're almost 3.5, almost 4 years in. And he can just rattle it off. And so when I say that he wants these children home more than I do, I get the back end of it. I get the positive. I get to move forward with these kids. He got to experience the deepest grief and the worst thing that could have ever happened to these kids. He got to be there with them in the most desperate hour and give an answer. And there have been kids that have come to him, multiple kids, multiple birth mothers in the last several months, that he has seen them and they're in this same state that he saw my son, where for my son he could say yes because of the suspension, because of the Liberian government's choices, because of the delays that are happening. He's had to tell multiple children in their darkest hour to look at their birth parents and say, I cannot help today. Maybe here's a bag of rice, maybe here's something to help you, but I cannot help today. So I think he's passionate about his work. I think he feels it more than me. And I told him that tonight. I was like, I'm not here to pester you. I'm not here to ask you about progress. I'm not here to do anything like that. I'm here to celebrate these kids. I'm here to connect these parents. And I'm here to do whatever you need me to do. And that's it. And thank you for letting me come. And I got a smile out of Albert when I said that. And I mean it. And any parent that doesn't feel that way, let's talk more, because I think you need more information. So, but anyways, I'm super proud of Albert. I'm super proud of the work that he's doing. I'm sad for him that he's been caught in this crossfire. I'm sad for him that he's had to be saddled with the grief of things we will never know. Proud of him for sticking in. And I'm excited that he's let me have so much fun with the kids this week. So I will be sad to go. This trip was the best decision. And if any of you can afford to come to Liberia, even for a little bit, Nelson will take care of you. Emmanuel will help if Nelson is in school. Albert will take care of you. The kids will love you in a way that you have never felt loved before. And that's what I would do. That's what I did. And I'll do it again. Bye.